Hey guys, good morning. I'm going to cover today Tradovate, and not necessarily on how to trade futures, but I just wanted to go over the platform itself. It's one that I use, and some of the things in here are not um, intuitive, and so I just wanted to go over these tools here that are kind of hidden, but they're necessary in your trading. And I'm going to go over bracket trading as well. Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So if you can just say yes or no in the chat there, that'd be great. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's start with the margin levels here. Let's see. Wait, I need to get to the actual. 1 second here. Let me move that over. Okay, so let's get over to the and let me make sure. I can't do it in slides. Okay, you can see my cursor. Yep. Okay, you can see it. So these are the day margin on accounts. Okay, so for a micro MES, it's $55. Okay, that's really all you need for day trading. Your margin account. Okay, MNQ is a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and open an MNQ trade just to show you that. So I'm just doing a buy
order filled
on a market order. Okay, and you can see now that the margin has gone from the margin requirement has gone from 55 to 110. So both micros, and this has come down, I think, over time. Both micros is just $55 to day trade. Once you go overnight, then the initial margin will go up quite a bit higher. Okay, and it'll show you that at after 4 o'clock after 4 o'clock, when the market closes, the margin levels will go up, and then you'll know if you can hold overnight or not. And actually, as long as you close out, if you're over, right, as long as you close out your positions by 4:30, about around 4:30, you'll be fine. Okay, and you can actually close out. If you're trading multiple contracts and you're over, you can close out one of your contracts and then put it back on in the after hours. And I've done this before as well. Okay. Hey, look at this. We got a gain on on MNQ. So let's take it. So I'm going to go ahead and exit right here. So this closes all positions. All right.
Order filled.
Okay. So I just closed that position for a nice gain there. Okay, so wish it was easy. This easy all the time, right? Okay, so let's go into the structure here. So these are charts, right? And I have 4 charts. I have the 1 minute, the 5 minute on MES, the 1 minute and 5 minute on MNQ, and this is how I generally trade these. Okay, all right. So so if you're just trading off of the charts, right, you can use either bracket orders or just single orders. All right, and the bracket orders are right here. These are the brackets. Okay, and I've created created a few here, right, and and then here your settings, and this is important, especially the stop type, right? You want to select the stop type here, and I have trailing stop, and this is for your normal trading without any brackets. Okay, and so you can select stop limit, trailing stop, or trailing stop limit. Okay, and what I usually use is just a plain stop or trailing stop, and that's all I use for this. Okay, so let's talk about this is called the dong, I think. I think that's what they call it. But this is where it's not in the chart, but it has the same the same criteria or the same features as the chart has, other than having a chart, right? So you can see the what do you call this? I can't remember. Anyway, the number of trades here that are going on. Okay, and I'm cheap, so I pay for the lowest cost. It's $3 a month, so I don't have the depth here in the dong here. So and you can change that by going to, let me see, going to this section here. Yeah, and this is where you get your market data, right? So you get your market data, and this is where you would buy it. And I have CME real time, and if you want it, if you want more, there's more in here. Top only, right? So if you don't do top only, it's a little bit more expensive, but you get the depth of the market here. Okay. And so in here, the same thing. So the setting here, if you want to set the setting here, you can make it different than the chart. And you go to stop type, and you can see here it's stop. And you remember in the chart, it's actually trailing stop. So depending on where you put your positions determines what type of stop or what type of features you have. So if I place a trade in the chart, it's managed by this feature here, the stop type, which is trailing stop. Okay, so always remember that. Okay, and then if you want to, if you want to exit a trade, you can exit at market and cancel everything here, or you can sell at market, and then the numbers here, the number of positions will tell you how many will close, right, with these buttons here. All right, so that's kind of it. Oh, and to select the symbol type, right, you would go here, and I'd go like MES, and then it tells you what contracts here are for MES. And the latest one is U1. The next one is going to be Z1, I believe. But in any case, you can set this thing to automatically roll over if you're in one contract that's expiring, and move it into the other one. Okay. All right. And so you can see here too that I've had this, I put this on, and this is a demo account. Okay. And everybody with Tradovate, you can actually, they'll give you a 50,000, or I think you have to populate the number, right, for the trading account, but they give you a free demo account, which is great for learning the tactics and technicals of how to trade in with Tradovate. All right. And I want to encourage you, and it's not so much for, how you trade, but to make sure that you understand the tool that you're using so that you don't make mistakes, because mistakes are common in trading, right? On not only with stop losses, but how to use the features and tools that you have in here. So I'd encourage you to take the demo account, learn it, and and then and then live trade, unless you are trading just one contract, swing trade. You leave it there, you know how to close it and open it, etc. Okay. So, and I think I'm going to close, I'm going to set these futures to close, not futures, but I may close them before 10 cents, the 70 TE trades. So I'm watching those. They're at 23 right now in midpoint. Okay. So let's see here. Let's talk about a bracket order. Okay. So I've set up several bracket orders here, and let's take this scalp, and you can name them anything you want. And the best thing to do is to name it based on what you're actually trading. And so this one here is scalp. And by the way, I put on the bracket order, but it doesn't initiate until you actually start with the bracket and then put on your trade. Okay, so that's really important, because right now, even though I have the bracket on, the market is going to disregard that, because I didn't put it on. I didn't have the bracket on when I put on the trade. Right, very, very important. Okay, so let's look at this particular scalp here, and you click on the wheel here, and it will tell you what it actually is. So the first area is the name. Okay, so this is a scalp, and that's for profit, and our take profit is 10, and stop loss is 5. Okay, so once I put on this trade, and I'll show you how I do that. Once the trade initiates, the stop is automatically in, and so is the take profit. Okay, so let's just, for giggles here, and this one says 5 and 10, but actually I have 20 and 5. Okay, so this is the name, it has nothing to do with the real parameters. Okay, so I was playing around with this, and so let's set this thing for take profit of 10. So I set it here, and the stop loss is 5, and it's a regular stop. Okay, and then you can have a break even set. All right, so once you have a certain amount of profit, you can set your break even to a certain number, right? And this obviously it would trigger on take profit of 10, but it would the what do you call it? The break even would be at 4. Okay, so let's put this trade on and see what happens. So I'm going to save this now. Okay, I'm going to close out this trade here. So in this case, I'm just going to use sell market here. Okay?
Order filled.
And it closed the trade. And so I look at my position here, 0, 0, 0, 0. So everything is 0. All right. Sometimes I've closed out trades and I left one contract on, and you can make those mistakes on micros, but you can't make them on minis. Okay. All right. So so now I'm going to use the bracket. So you see the brackets in place here. Okay. And then I'm going to set a buy limit here by right clicking. So I'm going to set a buy limit. Let's make it real close here. I'm going to set a buy limit to 42.13, and it tells me sell stop. It tells me where the bracket is. So here it says 42.08 is my stop. 42.23 will be my profit. Okay. So I set it here. It's very close.
Filled.
Okay. The order filled. Now you can see here, and let's see if I can move this down here. Okay. So now you can see here that my stop loss is automatically filled here, right? And that's 5 points down. And then my take profit is 42.18, and it's already here. So this is it's a bracket order. Okay. So one of two things is going to happen, right? One is going to either I'm going to stop out, or I'm going to take profit here. And let's see what happens too with the with the break even, because sometimes I forget about these things. So let me see here. So the break even offset is 4, profit trigger is 5. So let's see what happens there. And break even's on here. So while this is going on here, you can do the same exact thing in the DOM. Okay, so I can set a I can set, and here's my stop loss here, right? I can set my stop loss, or I can set my trade, to trigger, and here's where it triggered. 42.18 is a take profit, and right now, where's the market here? We're at 42.13. So 42.13. So here's the market here, and I can do the same thing by putting on a trade here to take place. Okay, and it just works just like the the chart. Let's look at the MNQ trade. What do I have here? Okay, here I have a take profit of 100 and stop loss of 40. So this is definitely a swing trade. And in here, the profit trigger for setting the break even would be at 40. And then the offset, and I can't remember what the offset stands for. But anyway, so once we get to once it goes to 40, basically it sets your break even, and I think it's 10 below 40. I think that's what the offset means. Okay, but Tradovate has really good tutorials, not great tutorials, but good explanations of certain things, and you can look it up in Tradovate for these types of brackets here, and it'll give you the detail of it. Okay, I can't remember all of it because I honestly don't use a lot of it, but now with Ted around, I will probably be trading minis with Ted when we get established here and get that trade plan nailed down. Okay. You have to create a name for every trade, and you can call it anything you want, Alonso. And it's just to differentiate each trade. You can also use double bracket orders. So if you're trading multiple contracts, right, you can have one bracket to take over for the other. So once you take profit in one of the brackets and you have a runner in the other one, right? Let's say you pull up, you take off one contract, you put on two contracts. One contract will be taken off, and then the other contract will run in the next bracket that it goes in. Okay. And I did look that up, and I just can't remember how to create those, but that's certainly something that you can do with Tradovate as well. It's just it's a great platform. It's web based, so you can use it anywhere pretty much. But the only thing that's really bad is the mobile trading. It's horrible. I mean, it sucks. It's the worst that I've seen, and I don't know why they have such a nice a nice platform for desktop, but it's horrible for the phone. They really need to get in on the times here. So let's check out real quick 7DTE. Okay, we're at 20 right now. I think I might take. I'm gonna set. We're gonna set to take that at 15 cents. So you heard it here first. I'm going to take profit at 15 cents on these 7DTE trades. Setting it up right now. Okay, both orders are in. Let me communicate that real quick. Okay. All right, so looks like it's moving, and let me see where we have profit trigger at 5. So I think it goes to break even at 5. We'll see. So we're at 13. We're only 2 points up, but the 18 was 5 also. That's odd. Let's see. Should be at 10, but it's something that has to do with this trigger that's probably getting in the way. Because it was 10 profit. It looks like 10 profit and 5 profit and 10 and 5. Yeah, 5 5 is lost as well. So it's 5 and 5. Let's see if I can move this guy. Yeah, I can move it. So let's move the profit a little bit. Let's see if I can do that. Pretty sure I can do it here. So I'm going to move the profit up because I want to see that break even go into effect. Okay, so 13, it should be 23, should be the profit. So let's set this baby up to 23. Okay. Well, it's close to 23. Any questions so far? Yes, I am recording this webinar, by the way. Does this help at all? Because I had to make several chats with these guys to learn all this stuff. How would I enter a bracket order on MES for take profit at 425 and 410? Okay, so let's do that. That's a good question. So let me set a bracket order on this one here. And remember, it doesn't take into effect until you actually put it on. Okay, so I'm going to use let's add a name here. Let's call it take profit at 10, stop loss at 5. Okay, we'll call it that. And I think that's what you asked for, right? Let me see. Take profit at oh, you want it at a certain number. Take profit at 42.25. Let me see. Value, yes. So we're going to do value here, right? So we're going to take profit at 42.25, and we're going to do 42.10 for stop loss. Okay, and let's make that on, and I'm going to save it. Okay. Okay. So once this can't be into effect until we actually put on the trade. Okay. So let's let this thing keep running here. Okay, and so right now I'm up $20 on a micro. Looking pretty bullish here. So once we hit, let me see, 13, 5 above 13, which is 18, it should give us a break even on here. And that's what's cool about the brackets, right? Because you can just manipulate them in any way that you want, including with stops. And you can even program the bracket to do a trailing stop once it hits your break even. And so it just automatically, you will not lose, right? If it goes a tick over break even. And the margin for this thing used to be 100. So, I mean, this is like the best trading tool, I think, in terms of futures for the retail trader. You can get in at such a low cost. And you can, obviously, you see that this thing is leveraged, right? We're up $25 already just in a few minutes. Come on, go to 18. We hit 18. There it is. So actually it went way above. So the offset obviously was 4 points, right? From the break even. So automatically we have a built-in profit on this thing. Not by choice, but by the fact that I didn't program it right. But you can see it went 4 points above the actual entry. Okay. And so we automatically locked in a profit for this guy.
Stop field.
Okay. So obviously the stop was too close, right? It should have been a little bit closer to break even, but you can see how this thing works. It's automated. I mean, we basically automated this trade, and so you can walk away and just let this thing do its thing. Okay, so let's look at, and you can see here where I moved this thing, and this is something that you have to be careful with, right? So because I moved this thing, it's not part of the bracket anymore, and it's still here, and we will go probably short here unless I close out this trade. So you got to be careful with that. Okay, so I'm going to close that out. So now let's put this bracket in. So we got a profit of 42.25, 42.10, right? Okay, so let's apply that. And so what I have to do is go ahead and I can actually just do a buy a market order, and let's see if that bracket
Order filled.
Let's see if that bracket goes into place. Yep, the brackets are there. Oh, so these are possibly from before here. 42.99, 42.03. Let's see here. I'm going to close this out and let's try this again. Okay, let's leave everything out here. So let's exit this trade.
Order filled.
Okay, now let's try it again here. So this bracket is going to be in place. It's on. Auto break even off. Stop loss is just a stop. Take profit. Okay. We're just talking about a value. Save. And then let me use a limit. Let's use a limit order here. It seems like you have to use a limit order.
Order rejected.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So let's see. It has to be something with the bracket that's off here. $42.25, $42.10. $42.10. It should work. Okay, this time it worked. Let's see if we get down into that bracket here. And let's see if we have the other brackets. Okay, so the other brackets are not in until the trade actually executes. And we may not get an execution here. It's wanting to go up. Okay, let's use a different type of order here. Let's use a buy stop, that level here. So this should get filled here. So I'm using a buy stop now rather than limit. But since we have the bracket on, it should execute once it, okay.
Stop fill.
All right. So we have one position on. And so this, we should have 42. Let me see here. Brackets for 42.10, 42.25, 42.10. So yeah, I didn't, for some reason, it's not working. So, so I must have put in the bracket order incorrect here, but it's based on value. So I'm not sure why it doesn't work. Anyway, I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert on these things, but I'll look it up, Alonzo, to figure out how to do this. Okay, I'll get back to you on it, and to the rest of the folks here. All right. Any other questions? Anything else you wanted to ask? Okay, guys. Sorry for not being able to answer all your questions. I'm not an expert on this, especially with doing swing trades, because they're so pretty simplistic. But I'll get back to you on that, on the value side, and see what I can do there. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, and hope this was good for you guys. All right, thanks.